Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Before we start our lesson, we will begin with reciting surah. The first one will be Surah Al-Fatihah, Surah Taha ayat 1 hingga 5, Surah Al-Insyirah, Surah Al-Kafirun, and then Surah Al-Ikhlas by 3 times. After that, followed by selawat ke atas Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Kita niatkan selawat kita ni untuk memenuhi perintah Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala. Kita niatkan selawat kita ni untuk memenuhi hak Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Kita niatkan selawat kita ni untuk mendapat syafaat Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam di akhirat kelak. Dan kita niatkan segala bacaan surah dan selawat kita ni untuk kedua orang tua, keluarga dan seluruh umat Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Kemudian doa sebelum belajar, semoga dengan usaha ini akan membantu pelajar agar mudah memahami dan dibukakan hati para pelajar untuk mencintai ilmu. Okay?
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم طه ما أنزلنا عليك القرآن لتشقى إلا تذكرة لمن يخشى تنزيلا ممن خلق الأرض والسماوات العلى الرحمن على العرش استوى. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ألم نشرح لك صدرك ووضعنا عنك وزرك الذي أنقض ظهرك ورفعنا لك ذكرك فإن مع العسر يسرا إن مع العسر يسرا فإذا فرغت فانصب وإلى ربك فارغب. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل يا أيها الكافرون لا أعبد ما تعبدون ولا أنتم عابدون ما أعبد ولا أنا عابد ما عبدتم ولا أنتم عابدون ما أعبد لكم دينكم ولي دين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد.
اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد 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 محمد اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل 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 محمد
Doa sebelum belajar. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Allahumma ftah alaina hikmataka wanshur alaina min hazaini rahmatika ya arhamar rahimin. Ya Allah, bukakanlah ke atas kami hikmat-hikmat-Mu dan limpahilah ke atas kami khazanah rahmat-Mu. Wahai yang maha pemurah lagi maha penyayang.
Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Ya Rabbku, lapangkanlah untukku dadaku dan mudahkanlah untukku urusanku dan lepaskanlah kekakuan dari lidahku, supaya mereka mengerti perkataanku.
Amin.
Amin, 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 Ya Rabbal Alamin. In this session, we will discuss about topic 2.2.2, rotational symmetry and rotation. So can you please get ready with your notes, page 103 until 106, and your worksheet, page 101 until 103. Here we're going to discuss two subtopics. The first one is rotational symmetry, and the second one is rotation. Okay. Learning objectives. At the end of the lesson, students should be able to recognize, visualize, and identify 2D rotational symmetry and identify centers of rotation. The second one, rotate polygons on a coordinates grid, all four quadrants after a rotations of 90 degrees or 180 degrees, clockwise and anti-clockwise around one of its vertices. Okay, vertices mean the points. And our S2S, our steps to success. The first one, recognize, visualize, and identify 2D rotational symmetry and center of rotation. And the second one, take protractor and ruler in measuring the distance of the object and image from the center. Now, let's start with rotational symmetry. Rotational symmetry. The rotational symmetry of a shape is when an object is rotated on its own axis. The shape of the object looks the same. Alright, and order of rotational symmetry. The number of times a figure fits into itself in one complete rotation. I will explain both of these in our next example, okay? For example 7, Here we have equilateral triangle. Okay, and then please remember that you only need to rotate the figure up to 360 degrees. Once you have rotated the figure 360 degrees, you are back to the original figure. Okay, as you can see here, the broken line here, that will be your original figure. And our task here, we need to rotate this equilateral triangle, and we will see how many order of rotational symmetry that this equilateral triangle have. Okay, now let us start now. See, as you can see here, once we rotate, it still fits to its original figure. So here we can say this equilateral triangle already have one order of rotational symmetry, and yet it is not up to 360 degrees. So we rotate again like this, still fit with the original figure, so two order of rotational symmetry, and now back to its original figure, and it is 360 degrees. So here we can say this equilateral triangle have this equilateral triangle fits into its original outline, original figure 3 times. Therefore, it has rotational symmetry order of 3. Okay. Next, example 8, and here we have a square. And now let us rotate this square to know the number of order of rotational symmetry. Mind you that you only need to rotate the figure up to 360 degrees. Once you have rotated the figure 360 degrees, you are back to the original figure. Okay, and I put X here, and we rotate this square now. Once we rotate, and as you can see here, this square still fits into its original outline, and here we have one order of rotational symmetry already, and then we rotate again, two order of rotational symmetry because it still fits into its original outline. We rotate again, and then we have three order of rotational symmetry. We rotate once again to fit into the 360 degrees. So rotate again, and still it fits into its original position, the original outline. Therefore, this square have four order of rotational symmetry. Okay, this square fits into its original outline 4 times, and so it has a rotational symmetry order of 4. Example 9. We have two figures here. I give you 1 minute to try. Okay, now we start with part A, and here we have equilateral triangle. So let us rotate this equilateral triangle so we can see that it fits into its original outline. So we have one order of rotational symmetry already. We rotate again, and we have another fits into its original outline, so two order of rotational symmetry, and the last one to get 360 rotation, and still it fits into its original outline. Therefore, this equilateral triangle has three order of rotational symmetry. Okay, now for part B, it also a triangle, but it is a scalene triangle. So we rotate now And we can see here the shape that figure does not fit into its original outline. We rotate again, still not fits into its original outline. And we rotate again to get the 360 rotation. And yes, it fits into its original outline. And here this figure have one order of rotational symmetry. If that figure have only one order of rotational symmetry, we consider that figure has no rotational symmetry. Please remember that if that figure only have one order of rotational symmetry, we consider that figure has no rotational symmetry. Now for part C and D, I will give you 1 minute first to try. Okay, now for part C, let's rotate this figure. Okay, so I rotate this figure, then it still fits to its original outline. And then rotates again, yes, and still it fits into its original outline. So it back to 360 degrees, still fits into its original outline. Therefore, for part C, we have 4 order of rotational symmetry. Now, for part D, we rotate this figure now. So you can see here it does not fits into its original outline. So we rotate again and it fits into its original outline. So one order of rotational symmetry. Rotate again. So it does not fit into its original outline. And we rotate again to 360 degrees. And yes, it fits into its original outline. Therefore, this figure has 2 order of rotational symmetry. Now, for part E and F, I will give you 1 minute to try. Okay, now, for part E, it is a trapezium, so we rotate this figure now. So you can see here it does not fit into its original outline. So we rotate again, still no. We rotate again, still no. And now the last rotations for 360 degrees. And it fits into its original outline. So this trapezium have one order of rotational symmetry. And once again, if the figure only have one order of rotational symmetry, we consider that figure has no rotational symmetry. Okay, for part F, so we rotate the figure now, so it does not fit into its original outline. We rotate again, yes, so we have one order of rotational symmetry already. So we rotate again, no, and then the last rotation for 360 degrees, yes. So here we have two order of rotational symmetry. Okay, for part G, I give you 1 minute to try. Okay, now, so we rotate this figure now and still fits into its original outline and still fits into its original outline. So here, yes, and then still yes. So up to 360 rotations, it still fits into its outline, original outline. Therefore, for this figure, we have 5 order of rotational symmetry. Example 10. So here you need to shade one more square to make a pattern with rotational symmetry order 2. Okay, so you look at this pattern and you need to figure out where you're going to shade one more square so that this pattern will have 2 order of rotational symmetry. Okay, and I will shade the square here. Okay, and when I rotate this pattern, see, although the first rotation it does not fit into its original pattern, but if I rotate the another one, and yes, it fits into its original pattern. So now we already have one order of rotational symmetry. And then we rotate again, no, and then I rotate again for the last 360 rotation, and yes, it fits into its original position, original patterns. Therefore, when I shade here, this pattern will have rotational symmetry order 2. Now, for this example 11, I will give you 1 minute to try. Okay, now, so you need to shade 4 more small square to make a pattern with rotational symmetry order 4. And I will shade these 4 small square here. And to prove that it has 4 rotational symmetry, let us rotate this figure, this pattern. And yes, it still fits into its original position, original patterns. And we rotate again, still yes. So here we already have 2 order of rotational symmetry. And then still yes. And still yes, still can fit into its original patterns. Therefore, when I shade 4 small square here, the first one is here, second here, third and fourth here, and then this pattern will have 4 order of rotational symmetry. Okay, now let us move to the rotation. Moving on with rotation. Okay, a rotation is a transformation in which the object is rotated about a fixed point. Alright, rotated is the keywords. Fixed point means the center of rotation. And then angle of rotation will be 90 degrees or 180 degrees. And the direction of rotation is very important. It can be clockwise or anti-clockwise for 90 degrees. For 180 degrees, it's just the same. It's either anti-clockwise or clockwise, the position still the same. Okay? And this will be the properties, the characteristic for rotation that you need to know before you start to rotate the object. Okay? Object means the original figure. Image means the figure that we rotated. Alright, and please remember this one: direction, the center, and also the angle. Okay, and other than rotation, for your level, you will learn two another types of transformation. Okay, two another type of transformation: reflection and translation. Therefore, you will learn three types of transformation for your level. First is reflection, sorry. First is reflection, second will be rotation, and third one will be translation. Okay? Now, as you can see these three objects, these three pictures, the first pictures, the object is rotated 90 degrees clockwise. If it is clockwise, it will turn on this side. Alright, and this will be the image we label as A prime. Alright, center of rotation, rotation of 180, and here will be the object, and this one is the image of B, we label as B prime. Okay, and this one anti-clockwise, or some resources called counterclockwise, they're still the same. Alright, and it must be against the flow of your time, your watch. Okay, moving anti-clockwise against the movement of your watch. Alright, this is how your image is here, C prime. Okay, now let's move to example 12a. Draw and label the image quadrilateral A prime, B prime, C prime, D prime of the object ABCD under an anti-clockwise rotations of 90 degrees about the vertex D. This is the quadrilateral, and here I will show you how I get the image through the video. Okay, and bear in mind, in that video I will use A1, B1, C1, and D1 to represent the image, and it is actually A1. It is actually A prime, B prime, C prime, D prime. Okay, how we call that? It is A prime, B prime, C prime, D prime. Okay, the image in the video later on. Alright, now I will play the video now. Please watch this video carefully and try to get the idea how I rotate the image. Okay, how I rotate the object to get that image. And for rotation, remember we need to look for three properties. The first one, direction. The second one is the angle, and the third one is the center. Okay, I will play the video now. Example 12. 12a. Draw and label the image quadrilateral A1, B1, C1, and D1 of the object ABCD. This is the object. Okay. Object means the original shape. Object means the original shape. And then you need to rotate this quadrilateral ABCD with anti-clockwise. Clockwise means you move to your left. Okay, the direction is anti-clockwise. And then angle is 90 degrees about the vertex D. So in here, the direction anti-clockwise, angle 90 degrees, and center will be vertex D. Okay, now we will start to rotate this quadrilateral. Our center is here. This is our center. Okay, now when here is the center and here will be your D1. Okay, and then we move with C. We move with C. This is your C. And 90 degrees of your C anti-clockwise will be here. Okay, will be here. Now, if you're not clear with the line, you can underline your image here. You can draw your, not underline, you can draw a line. Okay, you can draw a line here to see where we going to put your C1, the image of C. Okay, but here it is so clear that your C is here. Okay, so vertex 1, 2. Therefore, 1, 2. Here will be your C. C1. Okay, and then we move with A. Your A is here. We need to check the line 90 degrees, 90 degrees anti-clockwise, so your 90 is here. Okay, your 90 is here. And then you can take your ruler and do like this. If you still not clear, you can underline your, you can draw a line along this distance. Okay, or in other way, you can put your ruler like this, and you'll see this is L shape. Alright, and this L shape will be your perpendicular and 90 degrees. Okay, it is actually 90 degrees here. This is another way. If you can't see the line using protector, you can use ruler and check for L shape perpendicular, and that perpendicular means 90 degrees. Okay, therefore, how to check for your image? You look here, 1, 2, 3. 3 move and 1, right? So 1, 2, 3, 1. The distance of your object and your image must be equidistant from your center. Okay, it means you need to have equal lengths here between the object and the center, image and the center. Okay, so here will be your A1. And last one, B. Last one, B. And remember, every of your points, you need to rotate to your left hand side, anti-clockwise. Okay, so your B is here. If you can see the line, you can draw imaginary line, broken line here. Okay, so that easy for you to see. Okay, like this. And your B is here, the 90 degrees. Okay, then we check here. Here is your imaginary, here is your image for B. Sorry. See? And how to decide where to put your image for B? You look here. The distance from this B, the distance of this B from D, your center is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Okay, so here 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Your B should be here, your image of B. And don't forget to join all the points. Okay, don't forget to join all the points. And you should get your new shape like this. Okay, so this one will be the image. Okay, this one will be the image, the rotations of the object. Okay, you don't have to label object image like this. I label it here so that you're able to see which one is the object and which one is the image. Remember, object is the original shape. Okay, check for your direction, check for your angle, check for your center for rotation. Alright, so B. Here you need to draw and label the image quadrilateral A prime, B prime, C prime, D prime of the object ABCD under a rotations of 180 degrees about the vertex A. Okay, this one. And I will play a video to explain how I get the image of this object. And again, in the video, it will say A1, B1, C1, D1, and mind you that it is not A1, B1, C1, D1. It is actually A prime, B prime, C prime, and D prime. Okay, I will play the video now. Okay, we need to rotate this quadrilateral ABCD under rotations of 180, and the center will be vertex A. Alright, and for 180, we are not mentioning anti-clockwise or clockwise, okay? Because 180 means one straight line. Alright, so if A is the vertex, that means your image for A will be here. A1. Okay, and then you need to move B, C, and D passing through that A. Okay, so for B here, 1, 2, 1. So 1, 2, 1. Your B is here. Okay, and C is straight here. 4 small square from the center. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the image must be also 4 squares from the center. 1, 2, 3, 4. So here will be your C1. And then lastly D. Okay. This is your D. Alright. Your D is somewhere here. Okay. So from center to get D, 1, 2, 3, 1. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 1. Here will be the D1. Okay. And don't forget to join all the lengths, all the points, all the points to form that image for this quadrilateral. Okay, so this one is your object and this will be the image. Don't forget to label. Okay, now example 13. I will give you 1 minute to try. Okay, now you need to draw and label the image triangle x prime, y prime, and z prime of the object xyz under a clockwise rotations of 90 degrees about the vertex x. And I will show you a video to explain this example. And bear in mind, in that video, still I will say x1, y1, and z1. Please uh, please remind yourself that it is not x1, y1, z1. It is actually x prime, y prime, and z prime. Okay? And remember, for rotations, you need to look for three properties. The first one is the direction. The second one is the angles. And the third one will be the center. Okay? And I will play the video now, and please check your drawing. Okay? Okay, for example 13, you need to draw and label image triangle XYZ under rotation, clockwise rotation, 90 degrees about vertex X. Okay, so we need to Draw image x1, y1, z1. This one will be the object. Okay, the original shape is the object. And your angle will be 90 degrees, and the direction will be clockwise, and angle will be 90 degrees. Center will be vertex x. So vertex x here will be the center, and we need to rotate this triangle under a clockwise rotation. Okay, so clockwise rotation. This is your center, your y, and everything is here clockwise. Okay, now we start with y. We start with y. And then it should be somewhere here. Okay, it should be somewhere here. And take your ruler. Take your ruler. Okay, here. Okay. Now your y 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So your image of y should be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Okay. Here will be your y 1. Next z. Z is easy because it's just straight like this. You can put your ruler just like this. Okay, because it is 90 degrees. 90 degrees is L shape. Just count how many small squares will be the distance of Z from the center. So here 1, 2, 3, 4. Therefore 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Here will be your Z1. And don't forget to underline, no, to join, yes, to join all the points, and like this. And now you already label, this will be the image of this triangle, and done. Alright. Now the last example, example 14. I will give you 1 minute to try. Okay. Draw and label the image triangle x prime, y prime, z prime of the object xyz under a rotations of 180 degrees about the vertex z. Alright, and remember for rotation you need to look for three things, three properties. The first one is direction, the second one is angle, and the last one is center. Alright, and I will show you a video to explain this example. For example 14, you need to draw and label image triangle x1, y1, z1 of the object, okay? Of the object xyz under a rotation of 180, under a rotations of 180 about the vertex z, okay? So the center will be vertex z. And for example 13, don't forget to label x1 here. Okay, sorry for that, I forgot that one. Now, we proceed with this example 14. The center is vertex z, and rotation angle 180 degrees. Okay, now your center is z, this one, so the image should be somewhere here. Okay, when your object x is here, that means the image will be here. Okay, so you just need to count number of small squares. Remember, the distance of object to the center and the distance of the image to the center must be equidistant. When I say equidistant, mean equal lengths. Okay, so 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4. Here will be your x1. Okay, and this one 1 2 3, 1 2 3. So here y1, and this vertex x is also that image of z1. Okay, and join all the points. And now you are done. Okay, remember for rotation the shape remain the same. Okay, the shape remain the same. Alright, and in exam please circles or underline what the question want. Like here they want rotations. Okay, sometimes these questions it can be translation, alright, it can be symmetry, line of symmetry, it can be reflection. So please read the questions carefully. Alright, so this will be the last part for this session, and don't forget to complete your notes and try to complete your worksheet. If you still confused, you can come and ask. And as usual, we will end our session by reciting dua. Thank you so much, and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Doa selepas belajar. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Allahumma inni astaudi'uka ma 'allamtani fardudhu ilayya inda hajati ilaihi wala tansani ya rabbal alamin. Ya Allah, sesungguhnya aku menitipkan padamu ilmu-ilmu yang telah Engkau ajarkan kepadaku, dan kembalikanlah kepadaku sewaktu aku memerlukannya kembali. Dan janganlah Engkau lupakan aku kepada ilmu itu, wahai Tuhan yang memiliki semesta alam. Amin.